All right, Bernadette, you are live.
Hello, everyone. It's Bernadette Winters-Bell here, your host, the podcast From Heartache to Healing and Hope. And today we're having our monthly fireside chat. I think it's a perfect day for a fireside chat. It's cold and windy out there, but in here, I hope it's like this at your house, that there's the beauty of light coming through and warming you. And today we're talking about self-love. So I was thinking about the holiday that we're in that season. I don't say the name because sometimes it's hard for people to hear. So the one that's associated with red hearts, I'm sure you all know what I mean. And I think that I know that it's terribly important that we all think about self-love and how to support ourselves, honor ourselves, and give ourselves what we need. I think we're all pretty good at taking care of others. Most of the people I know are very good at that. And not so much ourselves, as if that's being selfish. But I don't think selfish is a bad word. I think it's a good word. We're taking care of ourselves. And that's the kind of thing I've been encouraging my clients and to say, to challenge them. I'd like you to do something just for yourself during this season. And something you don't normally do, or you haven't done in a long time. So if you say, oh, I went for walks in nature, and you have a dog and you're walking the dog, that kind of doesn't count. But if you're able to go and do something. So here's the thing that I did for myself during this season. I watched the Olympics. Nope. Not just one thing. I watched everything. Bobsleds, curling, skiing, you name it, I'm watching it. Now, it's not that I'm such a sports fan, or certainly someone that does those things, but I can live through them and I can see the artistic and the athletic coming together. And it's so exciting for me. Even the part that's drama filled. I don't get into that as much, but it's all part of it. And how can I support these people? Well, by watching it all the time, even when it's late at night and I got to get up early in the morning. So I've enjoyed that. And tonight is the end of it. It's been a lovely time for me. I think my family is glad the next one's a couple of years away because no one else watches anything else. And you don't really talk to me much when I'm watching the Olympics, but I hope you do something for yourself. So, Beatrice, tell me, what's our first question today?
Sure, Bernadette. So our first question is, what would you say to someone who is single but wants to find someone to be with?
Okay. I'm going to say, and this is kind of my thought process for when we're looking for anything, whether it be a partner in our life or a new career or just about anything. The most important thing is to go underneath and strengthen the foundation. And what I mean by that is to be looking inside yourself and to say, am I at a place that do I feel balanced? Do I feel strong? Am I sure who I am now? Because you might have known who you were, all of us, 2-3 years ago. But who are we now? Because we've all been changed by the pandemic. Who am I now? And do I have to tweak a few things to make myself more comfortable to myself? Do I love myself? And I know that when you get to a place where your own comfortability with yourself allows you to put out those vibes, that aura, and then you attract to yourself what you're giving out because you're looking for someone with similar qualities. For instance, it may be important to you that the person knows themselves well, knows where they're going in life, or willing to talk about it and try different things, has a sense of humor, knows how to have a disagreement and move on, not get stuck in it or shut down, or other ways that I think we've all tried at one time or another. And so what makes you happy as a person? And what are you looking for in the other person? So might not have been the answer you were expecting, but it's what I have found is the most successful. Work on you and the rest will come. Okay, what do we have now, Beatrice?
Great, Bernadette. Thanks so much. Okay, the next question we have. You've seen countless couples come in and out of your office. What, in your opinion, is the secret to a happy relationship?
What is the secret to a happy relationship? Well, I was about to say, I don't think it's a secret, but just the fact that people ask me this all the time, I guess it is. One is respect. One is communication, clear communication. One is someone you can be serious with and make big decisions in life, and someone you can be silly with, and someone you can laugh with, and that you do have similar values. Goals can be different and they can change. So if you decided you wanted to live in a house or a condo in a city, and then you find after a number of years city life doesn't suit you anymore, is this a person that would be open to a conversation to have a place rurally like I live? It's a big change. Yes. And I moved from Long Island up here because that was a place my husband had land. So I understand exactly what I'm asking. And can you have these kinds of conversations and move on? And can you agree to disagree? There's going to be lots of things you just can't come to an agreement on. But it doesn't have to be a dead end road. It's okay. We're going to have to agree to disagree. Of course, I'm right, but all right, you don't agree with me. And then be able to move on. So I would say, and to really have clear communication, not just, I said this, how come he doesn't understand? Because I'm going to say the obvious. Men and women are very different. Women and women are very different. Whatever the relationship is that you have, neurologically, we're different. Our experiences are different. So we're looking at life through different glasses. And those glasses change over time with different difficulties that we have and new coping skills that we learn. And so have we changed with it? Have we gotten stuck where we were? Is the other person stuck? And can we gently say, you're stuck, move along? Okay, that wasn't gentle. But that's sometimes how it comes out. And can we have discussions like that? So if I'd say there was a secret, I would have to say that's it. I hope that answered that person's question.
Awesome. Awesome. So Bernadette, I have an interesting question here for you.
Okay.
Inside a relationship, can we escape our childhood wounds?
That's interesting that that's how the question was posed, inside a relationship, as opposed to, is this just something we can work on, our childhood wounds? Okay, sorry. I'm actually thinking hard about the question. So the answer to the question is possibly, based on different thoughts that came up in my head. If our childhood wounds are still raw and we go into a relationship thinking it will help us, someone will help us solve it, or that love will make up for love perhaps we didn't have when we were younger, as an example, I think we're going to be disappointed. course, the love will feel terrific, but it doesn't cover that wound. It doesn't massage it and make it all better. And so I guess we're back to what I said before. If we go underneath, you might say, I have these childhood wounds that I want to work on. And inside of a relationship, you could be with a person that will support you and love you while you do that and allow you hold space for it. Then yes, it could be done. But you can do it with or without a relationship. The support is what's important from loved ones or friends. I hope I've answered that. I feel like there's more there to, if you have a follow-up question, let me know. I'd love to go deeper into that.
No follow-up so far, but I'll keep you posted, B.
Okay.
I have one more question on the docket here, unless anyone of our viewers is going to pop in and ask a question. Oh, we have, Elizabeth says, I think the cat is asking to be part of the conversation.
Elizabeth, you are completely correct. When I do Zoom from this location, the cat is often, she wants to be right here. And so although most people find her adorable and she is cute, first of all, she's right in front of my face and I can't see. And it's rather distracting for me, cute though she is. So yes, Elizabeth, the cat is very safe. She's in the bathroom. There's a heater in there that she likes. I put something soft for her to sit on, and she does want to be part of the conversation. But as we've all learned in life, we all don't get everything that we want. But thanks for being concerned about the cat.
All right, Bernadette, here's your next question. This is interesting too. The pattern of people being attracted to the same kind of person, is this a common concept?
Yes. Sometimes we think, or people have told me, that they've been, say, disappointed or hurt by person after person, thinking that they're meeting only the mean people in the world or the harsh people. We're attracting what we're looking for or what we're putting out there. And although the people may look very different, so physically they may be different backgrounds, different ages, could be even different genders. But if we haven't addressed those wounds that someone else was speaking of earlier, we're going to keep attracting that same kind of person. So here's my theory on that. When we have a trauma, a wound, a situation, we encounter a hole in our heart. This is how I picture it. And we've all seen and experienced different ways that we go to fill a hole in our heart. Food, drink, drugs, cooking, caretaking, exercise, any number of things. Now, most of these, except for drugs and sometimes drinking, are not positive things to be doing, coping skills. But anytime we're trying to fill this hole, you'll learn that you never can fill it. It's a bottomless pit. Sometimes we've met people that expect us to fill their hole. And if you were just better, if you just did this for me, then the hole in my heart would be full. The truth is, the only way that works is to take the wound out. So we'll see, I see the wound initially when it happens as a little pebble that has a point into your heart. And at the time of the trauma or the loss or whatever caused it. And over time, it gets to be a stone and a rock and like a boulder, and it presses in and fills the heart, not with love and light and beauty, but this hardness inside. So let's call that the heart with the hole in it, or our spirit, same thing. And with the boulder in it, we have to take that out. Now, the first inclination would be to throw it out the window. I've tried that, doesn't work. Break the window, it doesn't get rid of it. Boomerangs right back. And to look at the situation with someone who can help you look at it calmly. And to see our place in it, not our fault, just this is what happened when I was little. And this is how I see that it affected me, or I internalized it, or I responded to it, not even realizing it at the time, usually. And we take that out, and as we look at it, then it can begin to break apart. We look at it in pieces. Already now, it's many stones, not one boulder. It doesn't have the strength, the oomph to hurt you as much. And this, you put love into. This part of my heart or spirit that has sat with this boulder, it doesn't have to sit with it anymore. I'm just going to keep putting love into it. And that's what allows it to close back up, and a scar is formed. It will never be exactly the same. Just like if we have a heartbreak, it's never the same. And the scar will pull from time to time. Well, there's no question about that. We see a certain sight or a smell or music in our ears, and it almost feels like it's pulling, physically. But that's a place of healing. And so I think that if we wish to be able to enjoy self-love and love with another or many others, family, friends, that's the essential part of it. Absolutely. I've seen it in so many people and myself. And that's the only thing that works that I've discovered. There's always things being discovered, and maybe something else will come up. But anything else is a quick fix, or a fix for a limited period of time, not for your life. And that's what you want to do. Well, that was a very long answer to whatever that question. I don't even remember the question. What was the question, Beatrice?
Oh, I think a lot of people are gonna get a lot out of that.
Good.
I have to, a very quick shout out. We have a viewer, Bernadette from Greece right now. So a shout out to Mary in Greece. So awesome. My dear, dear friend.
Wonderful, Mary. What's the season in Greece right now?
I think it's usually like 40s, 50s.
Oh, they're having a heat wave. We're in upstate New York, so we can say that. Lovely. And
right.
I was just looking at colors, Mary, and the blue and the white of Greece, so near to my heart. I love it. Wonderful.
All right, Bernadette, I have a question that I actually would love to hear more on too, and I think a lot of people probably. Why is it so hard to let a relationship go, knowing your partner let it go a long time ago?
When we are in a relationship and love is involved, well, any strong emotion, could be hate or other things too, but we'll go with love for the sake of this conversation. We're very invested in those relationships. It's hardly ever equal as far as levels of what people are investing and what people want to get out of it. So let's say you have a relationship where a person is saying to you occasionally, or it seems to you occasionally, I wish that we would talk about deeper subjects. Maybe there's someone that, they like to really delve into meaty subjects. And you say, sure, you want to watch some documentaries, you want to go to a movie, books you want to read together, and that addresses it for you. And then maybe it kind of, other things take their place in priority in your lives. But maybe what that person is saying, although maybe they're not being clear about it, or maybe you're unable to hear it, is that I like to be serious all the time. And everything to them has gravity, has real weight. And they can't be in a relationship that they feel is too light. And so for them, they might feel they weren't getting what they needed, and so began to leave the relationship while in it, and then left it. And you may not be aware. I know this happens, that person was feeling that way. And you know that when they asked, you participated in what they wanted. And how could they leave? We were spending a lot of time together. We were enjoying ourselves. We were doing it. And this goes back to what I said before of clear communication, of saying truly, first of all, to ourselves, what is it that I need? What do I need? And who can give it to me? When I met my husband, I had already been married once before. So I knew what I thought I knew what I wanted and did want. But what I wanted, I told myself, was somebody that had a sense of themselves. Somebody that made their way in this world. Someone I could argue with, which is the other way of saying someone I could disagree with and we could move on. But I wanted to be able to disagree with the person and be able to still have a relationship. Someone to laugh with. And someone I could be myself with. And that sounds all pretty normal and regular. But I've always been this huge personality. Just, I walk in a room and scare people by saying, hello, just because that's who I am. And so this person accepted me for exactly who I am. And I don't have to tone myself down or be as much, which is what people used to say, that I was too much. And so that's what I was looking for. So it's important to know what you're looking for in who you are. I keep going back to the same major point, which is know who you are, and you'll have a better idea of others. And sometimes people just aren't direct with us or honest, and they leave before we do. And I'd say first, allow yourself to be sad or mad or both, or whatever you're feeling, confused, frustrated, it's all fine. These are places to explore and visit, not move in forever. And when you can, use it as an opportunity to discover why it didn't work without saying, well, he was an idiot, so that didn't work, which is a first response, but maybe not as deep as you want to go. And then find out why it didn't work so you don't have to repeat it. We can't change other people, but we can make different choices.
Awesome, B. So we actually have a question from Mary, who is in Greece, where it is 17 degrees Celsius currently. She let us know.
And what is that Fahrenheit, please?
Mary, what is that in Fahrenheit?
I think it's
we'll
higher.
find out. In the meantime,
Yes.
let's get her question. And here is a question. Isn't loving someone more powerful than being in love with someone?
Ooh, great question. More powerful. Okay. I guess it depends on the time of the relationship that we're talking about. I think that falling in love is where you start. And being in love and maintaining it, I guess you would consider it more powerful from the standpoint that you do it longer. Falling in love is the initial stage. That's the fun part. And when you determine that you want to really spend time with this person, make a life with this person, you have to work at, it just doesn't continue all by itself. Oh, I fell in love. and now it will be fine. All right, I'm coming up on my anniversary of 31 years, so I can say that. But choosing to remain in love and loving someone and being kind when they're not right, you know you are, in all circumstances, is not an easy thing. So is it more powerful? I guess in that way you would say it is. And it's about knowing that it goes through changes and evolutions. When you're a young couple, it means starting the relationship. And as you go through different things in life, and what's their reaction to how you change as a person, and can they abide by that? Can they allow that, so to speak? So those are the things that I value, that my husband accepts me for who I am and all the different things that I go through. And trust me, I run him through his paces on these changes just in the last couple of years. But those are the things that are valuable. So yes, I guess I think I would agree with that statement. Absolutely.
I think that is an awesome last question for us to get. We don't have any other live questions. And Bernadette, Elizabeth has let us know that 17 degrees Celsius is equivalent to 62 degrees Fahrenheit.
Well, then Mary, we're having a fireside chat, and maybe for you, 62 degrees Fahrenheit is a little chilly. So I hope the fire warms you up.
Bernadette, you have the floor to close this amazing fireside chat that I know is going to help so many people.
So what I wanted to do was to read a poem that you'll probably recognize because it was also made into a song, or it's a song that's also a poem, maybe. And I thought it was particularly poignant for a talk on love and self-love in this time of year. Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it's a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it's a flower, and you, its only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give. The soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong, just remember in the winter, far beneath the bitter snows, lies the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose. So know that yes, we're in winter, and I know many of you are awaiting spring. Use this time between now and when spring comes, both on the calendar and for real, to make sure that you're ready to welcome spring and that there's light and joy in your heart. Thank you so much for joining us. I've enjoyed your presence and your questions and your curiosity and your love. Thank you.